for accepting my invitation.
Thanks to you, it's my pleasure.
Dear Sergio, we know you are one of the greatest guitarists and composers of our time, and you did many works in different um, styles, and you did very great. And but unfortunately, we our time is limited. But I am trying to talk and ask you my question deeply about your career and your musics. First of all, if you allow me, I would like to ask you about your musical studies. We know that you have studied music with Francesco Langone, Angelo Gilardino, Mario Delara, Leo Braver, Mike White. Could you please tell us how those experiences were?
My first teacher was Francesco Langone, and he taught me the first things of the guitar, the first elements of techniques, and also he was my teacher until the conservatory degree, the conservatory diploma. Then I went to master class and some seminars of Angelo Gilardino. He was very important for my for the knowledge of the repertoire, the history of the classical guitar repertoire, the technique. And also I was lucky to study for some master classes with Leo Brouwer, and I was lucky to study with him La Spirale Eterna, and to study with him and learn directly to him the secrets of his techniques and the patterns. And I enjoyed very much also his kindness. And then I studied with Mark White of Berklee College of Music, because I studied also improvisation, jazz improvisation, free improvisation, a lot of things that classical guitarists less do usually. So, and I also learn a lot of things playing with musicians, with great musicians.
Fantastic, fantastic. As we know, you after finishing your studies with honors in Conservatory of Novara in Italy, and you have started your international concerts and master classes. Could you please tell us more about?
After the degree, I started to do concerts, and I was lucky to find my way to research the repertoire, electric guitar repertoire, classical guitar repertoire, and this kind of research, this kind of new repertoire allowed me to play all around the world in very important venues. So my first important concerts were in the conservatory at Novara. I played for Violeta Dinescu, a great German Romanian composer. I played for Marco Di Bari, a great Italian composer, and also my very first experience, important experiences, were with Azio Corghi, the great Italian composer. It was an honor for me to play for him, play his guitar music, solo guitar music, and also ensemble with guitar music. And also I had the pleasure to write with him some transcriptions of his pieces for classical guitar and also for electric guitar. So my first experiences was for about contemporary classical music. Also, my first international experiences was in United States, also in Yale University. I played world premiere by Van Stiefel, also in Germany. So I think I was lucky to find early my own way, my own repertoire, my own composers, my own music, but also my own favorite composer to play. That's it.
Fantastic. And if you allow me, I would like to ask you my third question. In fact, because of this opinion, you work with many important composers around the world. It's true? If it's true, please tell us more about it.
Yes, I had a lot of great experiences with the greatest composers of our time, especially with Elliott Sharp. I played a few times with him in duo, in concert, and we worked together to our compositions for our CD, for our album. The name of the album is Spilla, is an Neapolitan name to say to play, and we released it for Hans Records of Rome. With Elliott Sharp, also with Gavin Bryars, with a great English composer. We played together in concert a few times, and now we are working on an album with some recordings, with some premieres of his works. So he's a great person and great composer, and I learned very much play together with these very great composers and musicians. I worked with Italian composer Azio Corghi, Stefano Taglietti, Giorgio Colombo Taccani. A lot of composers did it to me compositions for solo classical guitar and also electric guitar with this new repertoire I'm searching for. Also, I worked with Van Stiefel, an American composer. He wrote me a concerto, an electric guitar concerto for electric guitar and orchestra. The last collaboration is with John King, another great American composer, and we released an album together. Black Lake Blues is on Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, digital platforms. Now I'm working on a very big project because I have to record a piece by David Lang, the great American composer, and I have to overdub a lot of guitars. So there is a I'm working with him with to this new recording, and so I'm very excited to do this. And
Fantastic.
other I love very much to work with composers because with living composers, because you have the possibility to work with the composer and to learn his musical world. It's a kind of wonderful trip between musical ideas. You can improve your technique, you can improve your musical knowledge, you can improve your art with great composer, with great musician.
Fantastic. Now I would like to ask you about the new repertoire that you're playing. Could you please tell us about the repertoire of contemporary classical music for electric guitar that you're playing these years? And if I'm not wrong, you have recorded a CD recently of this music called Dream.
Yes, I released Dream CD on Mode Records, the well-known New York label, and I'm very grateful to Brian Brandt, the owner of Mode Records. He believed in my work and he helped me a lot to produce this album, and we had a great reviews also on New York Times reviews. So we are very happy for the release, and in this release I included some of these new pieces for electric guitar. Also one of the first pieces ever written for electric guitar.
Wow.
In 1966, Morton Feldman, the great Morton Feldman, wrote a piece for Christian Wolff. At the time, Christian Wolff was already a composer, but he was also a guitarist, an experimental guitarist. So Christian Wolff had the idea to invite Morton Feldman to write a new piece for electric guitar. But the manuscript was lost, and only now in our time the manuscript was discovered. Also radio recordings, and the American guitarist Seth Josell did a reconstruction of this piece. So it's possible now to buy the score and Peter's editions and play the piece. And I did the world premiere recordings on physical CD of this piece. I think it's a masterpiece in Morton Feldman style. Very, very long sustained notes, and he earned a lot of streams in Spotify. So we are very, very, very proud of this recording. And there is also pieces by David Lang. Of course, I like very much David music. Van Stiefel music, and also a new piece for electric guitar by Alvin Carr, the great composer, American composer, but he lives in Rome, and so it's and also my transcription of Dream by John Cage. Very lucky transcription because there earned a lot of success. And generally, my research in this kind of repertoire started since 2013.
13.
Yes, I started to ask to Italian composer to write for electric guitar. The first ones was Giorgio Colombo Taccani, Stefano Taglietti, Mauro Montalbetti, Carla Rebora, a lot of Italian composers. Then I started to play the masterpiece of this repertoire, so the electric counterpoint by Steve Reich, dance tracks by Paul Lansky. I played Feldman. I played Christian Wolff piece. And on Dream CD there is also a world premiere by Christian Wolff for electric guitar solo.
Oh.
And yes, and New York Times highlighted this track as the track of the week, I think. So
Really? Wow.
A piece of contemporary music. So
Oh,
was very
super
great.
interesting.
Yes, beautiful moment, most beautiful moments of the week. I don't remember. So we are very proud of this track. And then I started to do a research of the less known pieces, because there are a lot of beautiful pieces that we don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote my book. I wrote this book that I released on November. La chitarra elettrica nella musica da concerto. It's in Italian for now, but it's going very well. It's for Arcana Edizioni. They told me that the book is going very well, and so we are searching for a foreign editor, American or English editor, to release an English version of this book, because it's the first book dedicated to this topic. I started to write about the first composition for electric guitars, or for orchestra. For example, Stravinsky included the hollow body guitar in Ebony Concerto, because yes, Woody Herman big band had Billy Bauer as a guitarist. Billy Bauer at the time used Epiphone electric guitar. So also Bruno Maderna included the electric guitar in the orchestra, Luciano Berio, Stockhausen. So, and in the 50s and in the 60s, we have Kagel, a lot of great composers that use the electric guitar. In the 60s, the first solo electric guitar pieces, Feldman, Fongard, Yuasa, all over the world, Bolaños, so Peru, Japan, America, so and then Gavin Bryars, a lot of great composers. And now the greatest composers normally write for electric guitar. So it's I like it very much because I still love classical guitar and I still play classical guitar in my concerts, and I love to play Ginastera Sonata. I love to play Te Falla Homenaje. I love to play Sequenza by Berio.
Berio.
I released also an album on the complete guitar works by Silvano Bussotti, the great Italian composer. So I love to play Takemitsu. So I still love classical guitar. But I love also the new possibilities, sonic possibilities of the electric guitar. I think that I love two worlds, two wonderful worlds.
Especially this new repertoire, I mean, contemporary classical music for electric guitar is a new adventure also, because it's very new, it's very rare, and
yes, it's very rare, and it allows the musician to explore new ways, new sonic ideas, and also we can explore also new ways to play with the orchestra. Stefano Taglietti wrote a great concerto for electric guitar and string orchestra. For me, for Antonio Caggiano on percussion, Ciro Longobardi at the piano, and solisti aquilani. So there is a huge repertoire that we don't know for electric guitar and vibraphone, for example, for electric guitar and cello, for electric guitar, for ensemble of electric guitars. With the work of Rhys Chatham, Glenn Branca, there is an infinity of great pieces. It's not simple to play this repertoire, because you have to know techniques for example, new complexity, to play Richard Barrett music or in Ferneyhough style, for example. But you have to play, to know how to play minimal music, like Steve Reich or David Lang or Michael Gordon. You have to improvise, because a lot of pieces are graphic scores, and you have to improvise, to learn the free improvisation. And for me, it was very important, the experience in London with John Russell. I played for him at Vortex for his concert series Mopomoso, and I play with him at his house and learn how he is very creative. He's so creative, so every improvisation of John is a world. And he told me that when it's rare, but sometimes he doesn't have new ideas to play, and he plays some patterns of La Spirale Eterna by Leo Brouwer. So the the worlds, classical guitar worlds and free improvisation or avant-garde world are close. It's not true that there is classical guitar and there is I don't know, avant-garde guitar or free jazz guitar. And these worlds are very close.
Close.
But
we could mention that there is no border in realtà.
No,
really,
but we have to be open-minded to learn how take the good things to each world.
Oh, exactly. Thank you so much, dear Sergio.